My name is Mateo, and this is my video out. Okay, my name is Mateo Roska. I was born in California, but ever since I was a baby, I was raised in New Jersey. I went to the new school here in New York City for 4 years. I just got my BA in theater in May, and yeah, just been living life in the Northeast metropolitan area. Jersey was okay. It's whatever. It's very simple life, in my opinion. It's very suburban. I grew up in Passaic, New Jersey, and that's a very diverse neighborhood. You have a Jewish community, you have like a Latino community, you have a Black community, a small Filipino community where I'm from, where's my family from. Um, but yeah, it's pretty simple. Yeah, New Jersey is a simple kind of state. My relationship with LGBTQ community. Well, first off, I identify as a gay cis man. That's where I think my relationship to the community is. Um, where did I find myself in like knowing I was queer or gay, whatever? I don't know. We sometimes I feel like I don't know specifically, but I remember just knowing I was different growing up, not having the same interests as like the traditional boy growing up. But yeah, that's my relationship to the queer community. It sounds so cliche, but I think it's just my like love for female pop musicians, I guess. Yeah, I think that's pretty much where I think I found myself gravitating towards more. And when I was growing up, all the younger boys were like listening to rap and into WWE wrestling and all of that very boyish not even, I wouldn't even say like super masculine. Well, it is kind of super masculine, but like very boyish things growing up. And I was just like, not for me, but I'll hang out. I did like video games, so there's that. So it was back in middle school. I was practicing for the musical. It was Into the Woods, the junior version, so we only did the first act, none of the crazy part in Act Two, if you know what the musical is about. And I told my friend Kanisha Villegas, I was like, I think I'm different. And it was so funny because now that I'm thinking about it, it was after watching Lady Gaga's Monster Ball HBO special back then, and something about watching her like encourage people to be who they are, whether it is something queer related or whatever, how you are different. It was just so like, I think I realizing why I'm different too. So that's one of the first instances of knowing who myself was. There's a lot of different things that I could think of right now. I think it's how I feel like sometimes our community, we're not seeing each other and we're only seeing the people that we first identify each other with. Like gay men stick only with gay men most of the time. And I think it's comes a lot to like this hierarchy that society places in a hole over us, and then we follow that same hierarchy where we put men at the top and trickles down to at the bottom. Sadly, trans women are sadly always at the bottom, but um, I feel like solidarity is what we should be doing more often. I feel like some people are so preoccupied with the wrong things or not preoccupied enough with issues in our community and only worrying about having a fun time sometimes, that they're not really worried about, fighting for trans women's rights or just even queer rights in general. Yeah. What gives me hope? The next generation sometimes. Like, I'm still, considered young in some people's eyes, but at the same time, I still like see younger people just being themselves, and it's just so empowering to see that, our world is slowly changing with each younger generation coming out forward. and that people are more accepting. Yeah. My favorite part about being me. Hmm. That's a great question. I wasn't expecting that question. um, Let me think for a second. I think the best part about being me, that was the question, right? The best part about being me is, I think, just seeing how we as a people, like, I think it's my social energy and the power to bring people together sometimes, even when it's just like my close friends. And I think I feel like that energy of community sometimes is so empowering, and I could just see it and bring people together. Yeah, I don't know. And what else? Another part about being me, I'm trying to think of something else. I think the best part of me is just how people tell me how genuine I am, and sometimes I don't see it for myself, but I think that's probably what I would say for myself is how genuine I try to put myself out there. I try not to put a facade. Some people put up a facade for whatever reason, whether it's for selfish reasons or because of what they've been through. But me, I just try to just be myself for whoever I meet for the first time, and I try not to just put up a fake persona or whatnot. Um, I feel like in modern media today, we've already had a lot of, when it comes to queer stories, historically it's just been, predominantly like white faces, and then finally we're getting momentum with like people of color, like especially at shows like Pose, and then actresses like Laverne Cox on Orange is the New Black. In terms of Asian queer representation, I'm just waiting to see it hit. I mean, I'm sure there's content out there, but personally, I'm waiting to see it on a more mainstream level. So just waiting to see something like that, and hopefully, I get to be part of that wave of Asian queer representation in mainstream media one day.